When I made the toffee Rice Krispie squares, lots of people said that they use Mars bars, so I thought I would give it a go with Mars bars. It's 113 grams of all the ingredients, so Rice Krispies, marshmallows, Mars bars and butter. There is a couple of optional extra ingredients a bit later on. I used a 7-inch square tin for this, and I greased it and lined it with baking paper because this sort of thing can stick, so I used double the amount of non-stick. I chopped up the Mars bars into small pieces. This makes them easier to melt down. And I also just reserved a few small slices to go on the top later. I put the marshmallows, butter, Mars bars into a saucepan and heated them over a low heat. I kept stirring and stirring until they were melted together. It's really important to keep stirring so they don't stick to the bottom of the pan and burn. And it goes a lovely golden colour. I put the Rice Krispies in a bowl and then I poured over the melted mixture and gave it a really good stir until all the Rice Krispies were completely covered. I find a spatula is really good to do this, and then I poured it into the tin and just pressed it down with the back of a spatula. Try to get it as flat as possible. People mentioned topping their toffee Rice Krispie squares with chocolate, so I thought I would melt some chocolate for this as well. Again, 113 grams of chocolate and the slices of Mars bars for earlier. This took about a minute to melt this chocolate, and I made sure I stirred it in between, and I just did it in the microwave and then poured it all over the top of the Mars Rice Krispie mixture. Again, using a small spatula I found was the easiest way to coat the whole top, and then I popped the Mars bar slices on all over the top. I then put it in the fridge for around 3 hours to set. And then because I'd lined it, it was easy just to lift this out with the baking paper and put it onto a chopping board. I was planning to do 12 slices, which is why there's 12 Mars bars, but I just felt that 9 squares was better, and then you get bigger squares as well. So I decided to cut it into 9 squares with a sharp knife. And that's it, all done. This is so sticky and yummy, and I'm so glad that people commented about the Mars bars because this is such a delicious take on the crispy squares. Here they are all finished and ready to eat. And I'm now thinking about all the other variations I could do with these. I've already got so many ideas.